Hey guys, this is a video mainly for my clients, though I want to start with addressing some things that pertain to stylists. So if you are a client and you're here for just the tutorial, skip ahead to, I don't know what the number is right now, the timestamp, but when I edit it, I'll put it right here. So for stylists. Now, okay, so this is something I swore up and down I was not going to do. And on March 17th, when I was in a group chat with the other girls at my salon, they asked what my opinion was on this. And I think my exact words were, hell no. And if they make the bad choice of getting box dye, they'll pay the consequence of a costly color correction with me. And that was, I think when I thought it was going to be 3 weeks, I'm like, no, like that's ridiculous. Like they can hold out. It's not the end of the world. And I was still in the camp of like, I felt like it kind of diminished from the professionalism of what I do. And then I thought, okay, so now it was 3 weeks, but here we're looking at 2 months minimum. That's a lot more time. That's a lot more of an impact on people's physical, mental, emotional health, psyche, and the length of their roots as well. Now, I've never been an optimist and I'm not a pessimist. I've always considered myself a positive realist. And from my perspective, we're all going through hard times right now, right? And people are stuck at home and they're in their sweats and their PJs like I am today with my throw blanket. They have lost their jobs or are temporarily, like myself, out of work. And now you're asking them to look in the mirror and embrace the grays that they usually pay you every 4 to 6 weeks to cover, because the truth is they ain't fucking ready for that. So it reminds me of this book I recently read, which I couldn't tell you what it was. I read so much, but they mentioned in there the Stockdale paradox, which I didn't know was a thing. But as they're talking about it, I'm like, oh, I do that. Like, that's good to know I'm onto something. But basically, they're talking about a study of POWs and how the POWs that were pessimistic and the ones that were optimistic were the first to die. Now, the ones that were realists were the ones that survived. And it's because, number one, the pessimists, they have no hope. So if you have no hope, you're dead. The optimists, all they have is hope. Hope that tomorrow I'm going to get rescued, next week I'm going to get rescued, next month I'm going to get rescued. And they keep hoping for something that doesn't come, and eventually they lose hope. My neighbor's moving in. So the positive realist has learned to temper the two, to have hope for a positive outcome, but to also be realistic and like understand the negativity of the situation and say, okay, well, you know, I've got X, Y, and Z to deal with, and yeah, it's going to be hard, but eventually. So from my perspective, we're kind of in that right now, where before I thought, okay, yeah, I don't want to do that. I feel like that diminishes like from what I do, and I don't want them to mess up my color and all the like normal cons I hear stylists who are against these kits say, like on Instagram comments and whatnot. But this is a totally different time, and kind of like, say, a doctor and what they do, and maybe a patient who's diabetic. Like, they have a need, and you can't be there physically to fulfill that need. So you send them home with the necessary products and tools that they need to take care of themselves, like insulin and, so I feel like this is kind of like that type of case right now. And I see these posts that I feel like are really cute and I love it. And I think there are definitely people who are like, can do that. And maybe this will get them to start growing out their hair, who knows, and embracing their natural color. But these posts about wearing hats or cute little scarves to, hide their grays, that shit ain't for everybody, And to think that you can not offer this to your client and expect them in the course of 2 months to never color their hair, that's to me optimistic, and we saw how those people turned out. So, and I'm a big believer in natural selection, and times are changing. This is a huge change in our lives, and we will be forever changed. So we kind of have to adapt with what's going on. And I don't think it diminishes from our professionalism. And I don't think it diminishes from their future need for our services. Like, the feedback I've been getting is my clients are like, I don't fucking want to do this again, ever. And then, for me, one of the biggest things that I love about my job that I do, every day, usually, is the human connection. Even more than the art. That's why I started, was like to do art and to be creative. But then through doing it for all the years that I have, I've learned that what I love most about going to work every day, it made me cry. What the fuck? I don't even cry, and now I'm crying twice on my stupid YouTube. Is the connection I make with these people. And if you value that, and you are connected to these people, you understand their need. Not just like, oh my God, I need my hair color. It's, oh my God, I'm stuck at home all day, every day. I have to homeschool my child. I can't get out. I feel so isolated. I'm getting fat because I keep going to that damn fridge. And now I can't even color my hair. So I feel like if you are connected to those people, that you would want to help them. And it's also income for you when you aren't getting any right now. But I don't know if you are aware, if you're not, and you're self-employed as a hairstylist or a barber or whatever, you can now apply for unemployment under the stimulus package that was just signed. So I highly suggest that you do that. And on the flip side, if you are a stylist who is choosing to work in spite of shelter-in-place orders, I want you to be aware of what you're risking. It could be a misdemeanor offense, citation, and a health code violation, result in your business license suspended, and possibly your cosmetology license. So I don't know how hungry you truly are, but like I said, this is really a test of like who we are right now and what we're made of. So I hope you show up and show up the right ways. Okay, I think I covered everything I wanted to for stylists. So please, if you have an opinion on this, on the root kits or the shelter in place, working in spite of, and whatever camp you're in, I would love to hear your comments. Like, one of my favorite things, like I was just saying about the human connection, I love to, like, I seek understanding, right? That's why I like to read so much. Even if I don't agree, I like to try to understand and gain perspective. So if you don't mind dropping your comment, I would really appreciate that. And the rest really is for clients, unless you want to stick around and see what's in my kit and where I got it. I guess I can go over that real quick. So, okay. In the no contact root kits that I said I would never ever do, start with a paper bag. Get that at Smart and Final. In said bag is a Framar tint brush. Salon centric, free shipping. Now, clients who already got this, if you got one that wasn't packaged, it's because you got my sanitized brush from work, because that's all I had. I just got this order in. And you will also find a pair of gloves, also Framar, and 2 containers. One will be marked with a sticker, and that will be filled with your hair color product. The other without a sticker is the container with the developer, the cream developer. So this will be a bunch of like little squiggly lines, and this will be like a white creamy liquid. Now, for clients who are particularly resistant, I include some foil for them to cut into strips and lay across their hairline, and a processing cap as well. So it's pretty simple. I measure it out and then package it up just before they come. We kind of arrange a pickup time, and I keep saying it reminds me of J. Cole's Neighbors, if you're familiar with that song. My neighbors think I'm selling dope, because motherfucker I am. Dope ass hair color. So I can't believe I'm doing this still, but you know, you gotta adapt or die. So here we are. Now I leave it out on the front door, and they pick it up and they Venmo me, or they leave me an envelope with some money, and and I usually get a selfie. And I love those because it reinforces why I decided I should be doing this. You know, like, all these people are stressed the fuck out just like you are, and you can do something to make their day brighter. And so what, they'll get some fucking holidays, or maybe a little bit of banding with a root touch-up. In most cases, if you do like a calculated risk analysis on it, what are you risking really? Like, it's a root touch-up. It's the simplest fucking thing that you do. It's even like easier than a haircut, given that you are giving them the technical part of it, the formula, already mixed out, measured, ready to go. I don't know. It's not something I would do on the regular, like when life goes back to normal, but for now, I think it's an awesome thing to do. So if you have been against it, like, I hope that maybe this challenged you to reconsider, because what you are giving to people in this dark time is really like adds a little pep in their step, you know, and who couldn't use that right now? So I guess I'll get to the tutorial. It's super basic. Stylists, don't even bother wasting your time with this shit. So thank you for joining me if you're leaving now, and I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself in quarantine. Now on to my basic ass tutorial. All right, this one's for my clients. I love you guys. The fact that I'm doing this right now shows you how much I love you. I never thought I'd be filming a tutorial video to teach you guys how to color your own damn hair. But then I never thought I would use the word quarantine or pandemic as much as I have in the last like 2 weeks. So it's an interesting time, and I got you. So first we'll go through, when you get home and you take everything out of the bag, this is what you got. So you get your hair color ingredients. This with the sticker, like I mentioned earlier, is going to have your hair color product. This is your developer. You need to get a bowl, and it needs to be a non-metallic bowl. It could be plastic, it could be glass, ceramic, but just not metal. And you're going to take your color out of the little cup with your brush. And make sure you get it all out of there. You scrape it as clean as you can. And then now you have it in your bowl. So a lot of you have a few colors in your formula. So I definitely want you to mix it in the bowl really well before you add the liquid. Because if you don't incorporate this well, it can mean blotchy results in your hair color. So you need to mix it really well. So you do that first. Then you grab your liquid, and I want you to add just a little bit of it. I've been saying about a quarter of what's in there, and incorporate it into your color. And that way you can make sure even better that you've like mixed all the color together really well, and you start to get it a little bit of a softer, creamier consistency. Make sure you get all the developer out of the container as well. And you want to make sure you mix it so that it's nice and smooth and you've gotten every little like solid bit out, and it's like the consistency of a really smooth, creamy yogurt. Clumps mean blotchy, uneven hair color, okay? So then once you have it all mixed in your bowl, you're going to apply it to your head. And you don't want to mix it until just before you're going to use it. All right, now we're going to get to the root touch-up. And this is our mannequin head, or you. You are going to take your brush. Make sure you don't have much hair color on it that can possibly drip. And part your hair down the middle. When you apply the color, you get a little bit of product on your brush, okay? And she doesn't have roots, but let's say her roots are about right there. You want to apply, to that point. You don't want to cross that line. It's called the line of demarcation. And you want to make sure you get it all the way to that line and not leave a band of gray as well. So very important when you're applying, be mindful. It's like when you're a kid, color within the lines, please. So you outline your section. And I've been telling my clients, I've been giving them enough for an average root touch-up. And I'm concerned that they might run out of product. So I'm telling them to do the whole front hairline and top and kind of work their way back. So you do your middle part, and then you're going to part from ear to ear. Now you're going to start in this top corner here and take a section that's about 1/4 inch deep. Make sure that it's well saturated on either side. You don't want to be skimping on the product, and you don't want so much that it's dripping down your face. This is shampoo, so it's kind of dripping down her face. Don't judge. The consistency is not quite the same as the hair color. And then you're just going to go through all the sections of your hair just like this. Okay, I hope that helped, and I want to real quick just go over the steps again and include things that I think I left out. So, number one, get home, mix the color just before you're ready to apply it. Don't let it sit for like 20 minutes, half hour before you're going to apply it, because then you're not going to get a good result. Mix the hair color, just the one container, and in a non-metallic bowl, stir it around really well, and then add your liquid slowly so you don't get any clumps, and mix it until it is really nice and creamy. Apply it to fairly clean hair. So if you haven't washed your quarantine hair for 4 days, you need to wash that shit before you put this color on, okay? And then if you have a tendency towards staining around your hairline, get some petroleum jelly, Vaseline, you know, something, and use that as a barrier cream to protect your hairline from staining. But also be careful to not get it in your hair too much so that you prevent the hair color from penetrating as well. Make sure you apply to the front and top first so that you don't run out of color before you cover everything that is like important to you. And processing times, you should let it sit for a minimum of 35 minutes, 35 to 40, because most of you are like, it's all gray coverage really that I've been doing this for. And the ones that have the demi-permanent that we do gray blending, I want you guys to sit for 45 minutes. And if you've been given this in your kit, put this around your hairline and the cap for the first 10 to 15 minutes. And I think that's it. Oh, and then when it's ready to come off, I want you to rinse it. Well, first, actually, save that tint brush with whatever color you have left. And when you're ready to rinse it, rub it all around your front hairline, and that will help to remove any staining if that tends to be a problem for you. Then rinse it, shampoo, condition, and you're good to go. And I can't wait to see your results. You better send me a selfie. Okay, good luck. I can't believe I'm letting you guys do this, and thank you so much for supporting me through this, like your texts, your everything, buying my products, little donations. Like, there's been so many things, big and small, that have really, like, maybe that's why I get so emotional these days, because I'm not known to be emotional, but there's been some really like beautiful things you guys have been doing. So thank you. I love you. I definitely don't I don't feel alone, and I feel like so much love and support from you guys. So thank you. Fuck. The quarantine turned me into a crier. What the fuck? Okay, I swear this won't be me when you see me next time. All right. Good luck. I love you.